Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Pixels. March 2026 might quietly be one of the strongest cozy months we've had in a long time. We're seeing colony builders with emotional systems, gardening sims with political tension, narrative adventures that trust silence, repair games about preservation instead of consumption. So today, we're diving deep into the must-play cozy releases for March 2026, what they are, how they play, and who they're really for. Let's jump right into this. Okay, first up, Tales of Bloomrise, and good news, it's officially out now on Steam. By day, you're embedded in your village, strengthening relationships, helping your community thrive. The focus is clearly on connection, daily life, and building bonds with the people around you. Then night falls and the tone shifts. You head into dungeons that feel sharper, more dangerous, and more uncertain. Combat becomes central, exploration grows tense, and the contrast between safety and risk becomes the game's defining rhythm. The day and night systems appear intentionally intertwined. Your village life and dungeon life aren't isolated modes, but part of a single progression loop. It's a reciprocal design, it appears. Emotionally, that's pretty powerful. You're not just fighting monsters for loot, you're stepping into danger for a place you've grown attached to. If you love stuff like Rune Factory, life sims with meaningful stakes, pixel art with narrative backbone, or if you're a Stardew Valley fan looking to dive into something new, Bloomrise could hit beautifully for you. This one might be the sleeper standout of the month, and it's officially live on Steam as of this recording. Look, I love gardening games. They're incredibly relaxing, and I'll often play them right before bed. The Abyss's Garden places you in 1643 France, restoring a once forbidden abbey garden. But this isn't just aesthetic planting. The horticulture system is rooted in historical realism. You'll identify and cultivate real plants working with the seasonal cycles and environmental limitations. It's designed to feel intentional and grounded rather than decorative. It's slow and focused, but layered beneath that serenity is a political undercurrent. There's espionage unfolding inside the Abbey's walls, quiet suspicion, hidden messages, the weight of hierarchy, the tradition pressing in around Angus as she navigates who to trust. The brilliance here is that tonal tension. You're timing roses while uncovering secrets. You're tending herbs while navigating power structures. Romance is part of the experience as well, adding another layer of emotional complexity to the story. If you enjoy historical settings, story-driven cozy games, systems grounded in authenticity, and subtle atmospheric storytelling, this one could be quietly unforgettable. And yes, the moment I wrap up my Switch 2 Dinkum review, this is absolutely my reward game. Magical Cats Rebuilding a Broken World. On paper, adorable. In practice, probably adorable. Mizpah Ravine is a colony builder set in a world once shaped by witches who have disappeared, leaving only their familiars behind. The land is blighted, infrastructure has decayed, and it's up to you to help these magical felines build something new. Core gameplay looks to include assigning roles to feline settlers, managing food, shelter, and magical resources, reclaiming corrupt land, expanding structures, and shaping your settlement. What makes it stand out to me is its tone. This doesn't appear to be harsh, punishment-heavy colony sim, while resource management is central. The atmosphere leans softer, more restorative than ruthless. The witch-haunted backdrop adds quiet melancholy as well. The absence of former caretakers lingers in the environment, giving the rebuilding process emotional context. You're not conquering land, you're helping it recover. If you enjoy city builders with heart, settlement management with atmosphere, or just witchy aesthetics, I feel like this is a strong contender for you. All right, guys, let's talk about this because I'm beyond excited for this game. I pre-ordered it from the Pokemon Center to get the adorable Ditto plush with it. And yes, I am aware about the keycard thing. That's a separate rant for another video. But Pokopia leans fully into the idea of living alongside Pokemon rather than battling through a traditional trainer journey. Here's the twist that makes it genuinely interesting to me. You actually play as a Ditto, transformed into a human-like form who learns abilities from the Pokemon around you, and those abilities aren't for combat, they're for rebuilding the world. As you befriend Pokemon, you can use their moves to reshape the environment, growing plants, altering terrain, unlocking new areas, and creating habitats that attract even more Pokemon to your space. Progression isn't about winning battles, it's about learning, adapting, and using borrowed abilities to slowly transform the land into something thriving. That's such a clever mechanical hook. It's a life sim structure inside a Pokemon world, but with environmental interaction woven directly into the Pokemon themselves. Beyond that, you create your avatar, customize your clothing, decorate your home or cottage, and interact daily with Pokemon companions who follow you and participate in small activities around your space. Core pillars appear to include robust avatar customization, interior and exterior decorating systems, Pokemon ability driven world building, ongoing companion interactional systems, relaxed activities like fishing and gathering, and social connectivity features. So I've actually avoided a lot of the trailers and stuff for this and what other creators are saying about the game who have played it, because I want it to be a complete surprise or as much as possible. So I think this game also will include a multiplayer feature where you can play with friends. But for me, I don't really play with friends. So for me, my question is more about depth. Do Pokemon feel responsive and alive, or mostly just like decorative? Do their learned abilities meaningfully shape progression or not? Does decorating and rebuilding truly influence which Pokemon show up? Which it looks like it does because it's habitat based. And do the activities evolve over time? If those systems are layered, and if ability use, companion interaction, and environmental transformation genuinely connect, this could fill a space fans have wanted for years. A slower Pokemon experience, community over competition, presence over progression. This could be either fine or genuinely a transformative experience, and I cannot wait to find out which one it is. This one is for the narrative-leaning crowd. The original Planet of Lana balanced vulnerability and atmosphere beautifully. The sequel appears to expand its scope while preserving that intimate emotional core. This remains a cinematic puzzle platformer centered on environmental problem-solving and stealth navigation. You traverse hand-painted landscapes shaped by fragile ecosystems and looming technological forces, but this time the conflict seems broader. The Steam description highlights growing division among the tribes of Lana's world as greed and power begin reshaping their planet. Core systems appear to include environmental puzzles, cooperative mechanics, stealth navigation over combat dominance, cinematic, visually driven storytelling. The sequel seems poised to deepen emotional stakes, world building, and tribal conflict, and the larger sci-fi themes underpinning this series. The game trusts its audience. It relies on music, framing, scale, and environmental storytelling rather than heavy exposition. You are small in a large world, and that smallness feels very intentional. For players who love journey-style pacing, thoughtful puzzle divine design, and emotional companionship arcs, this one deserves your attention. Okay, all. Shine Hill moves out of early access and into its full 1.0 version this month, releasing March 6th. At its surface, yes, farming, fishing, and crafting. But early impressions suggest it places a strong emphasis on story and character integration alongside those familiar life sim systems. You arrive on an island with your own reasons for being there, and as you settle in, you build relationships with the town's residents while uncovering more about the place itself. Core systems include crop cultivation, fishing and foraging, cooking and crafting, relationship building, and ongoing narrative discovery. What seems to differentiate Shine Hill is pacing. It doesn't appear built around aggressive optimization or product maxing. Instead, it encourages steady progression and immersion in daily life. If the 1.0 update deepens character arcs and refines narrative flow as intended, this could become one of those quieter favorites people recommend for emotional weight rather than spectacle. This might be the comfort hit of the month. Piece by Piece is a woodland repair shop simulator where you inherit a family workshop and restore items brought in by forest residents. Instead of buying and selling, the core loop centers on repair, taking objects apart, cleaning and sanding components, repainting surfaces, and carefully reassembling them. Gameplay appears very tactical. Disassembly, cleaning and sanding, repainting, reassembly, tool upgrades, and shop improvements. Rather than focusing on production speed, the tone seems grounded in restoration. It's about making something worn functional again. In a world built around constant replacement, a game centered on repair feels surprisingly grounding. If you enjoy things like Power Wash Simulator, assembly and restoration mechanics, cozy games built around small, satisfying tasks, this could be your game. Collector's Cove isn't just an ocean exploration sim, it's a cozy farming adventure on the high seas, and here's the twist that makes it stand out. Your boat isn't just a boat, it's a sea monster, a literal living creature that carries your farm across the ocean, and yes, you appear to be able to customize it. Immediately more interesting. You sail alongside your animal companion into uncharted waters, cultivating crops on your floating farm while discovering new islands, fish species, and rare plants. The ultimate goal? To earn the title of Named Collector, which gives the collection loop actual narrative weight. This isn't just checking boxes, it's building a reputation. The core loop looks like it's sailing and exploration, floating farm cultivation, collecting and cataloging, creature companionship, and sea monster customization. What makes Collector's Cove compelling isn't tension, it's the movement involved. You're not tending one fixed farm, you're carrying it with you on an adventure. There's something inherently charming about farming on the back of a sea creature while chasing the horizon. And the named collector goal gives structure to the discovery loop, a reason to keep sailing, keep gathering, and keep documenting. If you love completionist collection systems, cozy farming with a twist, ocean exploration vibes, mobile home-based mechanics, this feels like one of the more creatively distinct cozy concepts of the month for you. This one leans into puzzle design in a way that feels conceptually ambitious. Rel, Warped Worlds and Troubled Times, appears to center around navigating a distorted world through rune-based mechanics rather than direct combat. You play as Rel, exploring warped environments where magical symbols can be combined to alter how obstacles behave. Instead of simply pushing past barriers, the focus seems to be on experimentation, adjusting the environment itself to progress. If you're drawn to puzzle systems built around logic, interpretation, a layered world design, this one could be worth watching closely. It may not scream for attention, but it feels like the kind of game that lingers in your thoughts long after you close it. Those are often the most interesting ones. Myth Match blends familiar Match 3 and merge mechanics with a myth-inspired narrative backdrop centered on rebuilding. Instead of focusing on high-intensity conflict, the framing appears to emphasize restoration, using merged resources to repair structures and gradually transform damaged environments. At the mechanical level, the loop appears to include Match 3 and merge gameplay, crafting upgraded materials, restoring structures, and unlocking new areas as you progress. What sets it apart seems to be how visible that transformation is. As you complete merges and rebuild, the world shifts, spaces look repaired, environments grow warmer, and the setting gradually changes in response to your actions. The tone appears designed for steady satisfaction rather than spike-based pressure, focusing on incremental progress and visual feedback. If you enjoy merge games that pair structure with narrative framing and visible environmental growth, Myth Match could be a thoughtful addition to your March lineup. Okay, this one didn't release in March. It's already out, but it's absolutely worth mentioning. I haven't jumped into it just yet, but it's firmly on my very long, ever-growing list of games to check out. And part of the reason it's climbed that list, players and content creators have been absolutely raving about it. Not in a loud hype cycle way, but in that steady word-of-mouth cozy way. The kind where you keep seeing people say, wait, this is actually really good. Pokopia is a multiplayer life simulation game built around creativity, freedom, and peaceful town living. The core focus appears to be building and customizing your dream home, exploring different hobbies, connecting with friends in a shared town environment. It leans heavily into social warmth and player expression rather than competitive systems or high-pressure progression. The emphasis really seems to be on freedom, creativity, and community. It looks like the kind of space you settle into, decorating, experimenting with hobbies, and building connections at your own pace. And when both players and creators start describing something as calming, comforting, and easy to lose hours in, that's usually a really good sign. In a cozy landscape that sometimes tends towards grind-heavy optimization, a game built explicitly around peace and freedom stands out. If you're looking for something multiplayer and low stress, something more about expression than achievement, this could absolutely be worth exploring. And I'm pretty sure it's currently free on Steam. So, March 2026 feels like an amazing month for cozy games. There's restoration, community, atmosphere, and also it's full of Pokemon, which is my favorite kind of month. Let me know in the comments which one you're starting with first and which one surprised you the most. For me, I'm going to be playing a lot of Pokopia, and I'll probably also check out Miss Paw Ravine because I love witches and cats. What could be cuter than that? Stay cozy, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.